Dougie, you got baking soda, you got club soda, anything like Jacoby Brissett needs some
cleaning products.
Listen, as a man that's changed some bad diapers before with 2 young daughters, granted they're old now, I've seen stuff that no one should talk about, and I saw it again today, to be quite honest.
There we go. All right, so we'll get to the number of penalties here in just a moment, but you want to point out somebody had a bad day for the Cardinals.
Everybody saw this one. We kind of need you to carry it into the end zone right there. Yes, I don't know what it's like to be hit by 250-pound men running at me, but I'm tired of goal line fumbles and a lack of accountability from the head coach.
Speaking of lack of accountability from the head coach, are the penalty problems a result of these players not being coached up properly? Are they players in Higgins' case who are being asked to do something outside of what they're typically asked to do? Or has it gotten to just the point of the season where everyone's checked out?
I am going to use the words of the great American philosopher by the name of Kenny Dillingham, who says, everything that happens on that field is my responsibility. Jonathan Gannon is not holding the players to a level of accountability that makes this unacceptable. And it's been going on for most games this year. Now, it's never gone on 17 of them, but the penalties have been a problem since the beginning of the season. Jonathan Gannon, if you're the man to lead this team for years to come, be the man to lead this team for the next month and get rid of these yellow hankies.
Doug, Calais Campbell talked about that in the locker room post-game, that like the stuff that happened at the beginning of the year is snowballing.
Yes.
And that's what you're seeing now, like all the fumble at the goal line, every little detail that they missed that caused them to lose the game now. It's building now, and it's reaching a breaking point.
And the way you stop that from happening is how you handle it in August, is how you handle it in September. You stop it by benching people. You stop it by cutting people. You stop it by showing this is not the Cardinals' way, and they didn't do that. And it's also accountability across the board. Let's say if you have a player that's not showing up to a meeting and yet supposedly they're the leader. Well, then that's a lack of accountability. It has nothing to do with penalties, but when that stuff happens, you've got other problems. And this team is showing on the field that they've got problems behind the scenes. Do I know what they are? Not totally, but it doesn't matter because I don't need to know. I can see it by watching.
How hot is the seat for JG?
Wow. If I'm the one in charge of the flame, it's not necessarily that hot, but I'm starting to reach for the burner for the first time. But I would change it and ask something else. Not a lot of people in this town talk about this. The St. Louis Cardinals football team has a better record than the Glendale Cardinals version. Why is that? Okay, that's when you look at the owner and you say, wow, are the Broncos doing well? That was a coach you could have paid for and decided, no, you didn't want to spend that much money, and they're doing fine, and this is Jonathan Gannon, and now where are we? So, yes, I think Jonathan Gannon needs to do better. I think Monty Ossenfort should have watched some game tape last year and figured, you know what, my O-line isn't very good, so I should probably do a little bit and work on the offensive line in the next season instead of going all out on defense. There are problems top to bottom. But when I say top, let's start at the top. Taxpayers paid for that stadium. We got one Super Bowl trip. That was awesome. But why is this franchise worse than the St. Louis Cardinals? And I'm not talking about the years in Tempe. I'm just talking about in Glendale.
Yeah, it's tough. Tough.
Doug Franz, unplugged.